Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, I finally found a scientific reason to stop picking my nose.
Also, we share some shockingly good stories and more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Got a new report here that is a shot across the bow for nose pickers everywhere. You might want to stop doing that because according to researchers at Western Sydney University, they believe, based off of their findings, that nose picking may be partially responsible for Alzheimer's disease. If you're a nose picker, you're more likely to be afflicted with Alzheimer's later in life. That's frightening. This is frightening to me.
Because you pick your nose.
I do.
Yeah.
I got to stop. I have to stop now because one of my top fears, and I think I don't think fear is healthy. I don't think it's healthy to be afraid of something that that's 40 years probably down the line at least. But at the same time, I think most of us don't take into account enough the way our brains are going to work in our older age. And it scares me what it would be like to have Alzheimer's or some other kind of like similar neurological disease. It's why I didn't become a football player because I was afraid. It's why I didn't join the NFL because I didn't want the risks that come along with that. And so now I have no choice but to stop picking my nose as well because this is enough to get me to stop.
Is picking your nose gross?
Clearly not to me. It's one of those things, though. It's one of those things. If I saw somebody doing it, I would be taken aback. But if anybody says that they did it in private, I wouldn't judge them too much. Now I won't judge you. I'll just say, listen, I don't want you to get Alzheimer's. Please don't pick your nose, is what I would say.
What about picking your nose in public? Gross?
That is weird. That is for some reason where I draw the line.
What about picking your ear?
What do you mean picking?
Like just there's like wax in your ear, putting your finger in your ear. Is that gross?
The only reason it's gross is because if you do like get some residue on there, then what are you doing with it after that?
You know what you're doing with it. You're flicking it.
You get
Same thing you're doing with the booger.
Oh, that's not how my wax works.
Flick. Or a scrape flick.
A scrape.
Flick.
See, I imagine if I have a napkin handy, I'll give the old
a good wipe.
Yeah, but then why not just stick the napkin straight in your ear? Or if not, then it's like a wipe along the pants. But this is why I don't do this. This is why I don't. Because my earwax is much waxier. It's not solid. I don't get little. Yeah, I can't. There's no flicking. Flicking's not going to work.
See, I would say for picking your nose, gross.
Mm-hmm.
But it shouldn't be as gross as it's made out to be. Because everybody's had a time. I'm not a nose picker at all.
Yeah.
But everybody's had a time when you have to. You have no choice.
That's right.
Like you're blowing your nose and it's just not working. Like you've all had to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, because blowing, we don't need to get into all of it, but yeah, there's definitely situations where even the most adamant anti-nose pickers, you've got to just dig around in there. You've got to free up some space.
Max says it's not how you pick your nose, it's where you put the boogers. I agree.
Yeah.
If you're eating the boogers, that's obvious. It's obviously disgusting.
Yeah.
If you flick the booger, that's messed up. It should go in the trash or into a napkin.
Yeah.
Zach says, thanks, now my nose and ears itch. If you're sitting in a cubicle right now, if you can discreetly get your ear, not that weird, not bad. If you're going at the nose, you got to be by yourself.
Yeah, in private. But now I'm telling you, Kleenex. And by the way, the reason they say it is because your fingers introduce viral, bacterial, and fungal pathogens that they believe are partially to blame.
So I probably should stop sucking my thumb, too.
Might be smart.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Now that's shocking.
Money is always a pleasant surprise. I'll tell you that. That is, well, congratulations, D. Isaiah, listen to this one from Caleb. Caleb says, inspired by your choice champions, our segment on the show every Thursday, it's a tradition, they did a Christmas-themed choice champions at a Christmas party he was in charge of. And they had couples go head-to-head, and then I guess everybody else kind of voted. He said it went surprisingly well. Caleb, you're welcome.
That's shocking.
He says it really got the energy going. Choice champions. That is. You're welcome. What else can I say? Jeff said I made some killer potato soup last night. Good for you.
Shocking.
Good for you. Congratulations. I'm trying to think of what mine would be. I switched banks a while ago. I'm shocked with how good my new bank is. SoFi, I'll say it. I like it. It's a good bank for now.
Until they get on your bad side.
Yeah. Then they better watch out.
Susanna says the Eras Tour movie, didn't care about Taylor Swift before I saw it, but surprisingly good.
I feel like there's got to be some restaurants that I've eaten at recently that have actually shocked me with how good they are. You know what? Burger King. Last week, Burger King breakfast, their hash browns, shockingly good.
Shocking.
Yeah. I was not expecting that.
You know I love some good BK. And I'm big behind their hash browns, especially their breakfast.
Yeah, that was real good. I was thinking I had, as of late and probably the last month, I've had breakfast from Burger King, McDonald's, and Wendy's. And you stack up the potatoes, and this is no knock on McDonald's, but I think their hash brown is actually the least of the three. I think I would take Burger King's hash brown things first, then Wendy's seasoned potatoes, then McDonald's hash browns, which are still incredibly good. But that's how good the Burger King hash browns were.
Another one for me.
Uh-huh.
This past Saturday night, I was supposed to go out and bouncing around with some friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Little night out on the town.
Yeah.
There was only 4 of us.
Okay.
One of them bailed right as soon as we were about to leave.
Uh-huh.
So then we were down to 3, and I was like, I don't know how tonight's going to go. The one person's kind of a key piece to the group. It might not be as fun. Saturday night, great night.
Oh, you had a good time.
Shockingly
Love
good.
that. Love that. Good answer from Tim. Restaurant, Maple Street Biscuit Company. That's where we went for my birthday.
That place is good.
That place was good.
That place is real good.
Good answer, Tim. He also says pineapple cake.
Pineapple
You
cake.
just had a pineapple cake. Shockingly good.
Shocking.
And TJ says Deep Rock Galactic video game.
Dwarves mining in space, fighting monsters.
Wow.
That's shocking.
That is shocking.
You know,
that
I'm
that
not
would be
even
good.
surprised that's good. That sounds good.
I'll have to look into that. All right. How about that? That's some positivity. I feel so much happier now.
Nobody does it better. The Riot RadioU.
There's a TikTok that's been going around, taking off a little bit. There's no dialogue. It's simply a guy on a first date, supposedly, and he says, the caption is, on a first date, and this girl gets a tub full of ranch. And it is, tub is a strong word, but it's a lot of ranch. It's unclear whether he's seeing this as a negative or a positive. It kind of feels like people interpreted it as he was not impressed. Isaiah, is that too much ranch on a first date?
There's no such thing
Exactly.
as too much ranch on a first date.
It's a hefty portion of ranch. It's more than, but I would consider that a positive at this restaurant. This is more, I'm more impressed with this restaurant than it says anything about the gal involved. That this restaurant gave her that big thing of ranch instead of a little thimble of it, which they normally do, and you have to ask for more.
And the thing about those, the little cups of it,
Yeah.
the bad thing about those, because she's eating like, it looks like a chicken tender, some sort of chicken.
Yeah.
breaded chicken here. The thing
prime dipping for ranch.
The thing about those little things they put them in, it's never like a good dip. You can never like fit whatever no matter what piece of chicken you have, it's always too big for the container
that
they give you, so you have to kind of like squeeze it in there. Where this is a big cup, so you can just dip it right in. You're gonna get a good dip. That's one of my most hated things is when I've got these big chicken wings.
Yeah,
I've got this little cup, and I'm trying to squeeze the chicken wing in there. And so for this, respect to this restaurant.
Yeah. The restaurant gets a thumbs up. The gal gets a thumbs up, and the comments say as much that if this guy is not impressed for some reason because she ordered a giant thing of ranch on a first date, she's got plenty of suitors just lined up.
The wild thing here is she has two of those little ones, little thimbles, called them.
Yeah.
And she has the big tub, and she's already finished one of the little ones. So this is her third time asking for ranch.
You imagine the conversation that, like, first she's like, "Can I get some ranch?" Which does show that she has a little shame, which is fine in this instance. But the waiter came over and was like, "Do you need anything?" "Yeah, ranch." And she finished with that. The waiter comes back. "Yeah, more ranch, please." Maybe she even flagged him down. More ranch. And then finally, the third time, she's like, "Let's just get real here. These are not enough ranch. You're just going to have to keep walking over unless you get me the big tub." And so kudos to the restaurant. They obliged. All of this makes me ask a question, though, Isaiah. And maybe people can chime in on this at 8772 Radio U. Is there any food that somebody could order on a first date that's a red flag?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because I think the answer has to be yes.
There for sure some yeses there.
There's definitely some yes first date red flag foods.
But chicken tenders and ranch is not one of them.
Definitely not.
That's one of the safest picks.
8772 Radio U. First date red flag foods. They order this, and immediately you have to question if it's going to work out. Let me know.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
We got a question here. 8772 Radio U. You can chime in with your answer. A first date food red flag. You're on a first date and they order this. That's an instant red flag for you. The reason we bring it up is because there's a TikTok going viral of a guy on a first date with a gal who has a tub of ranch. We agree. That's not a red flag. That's a green flag. But what are some first date food red flags? Texts are coming in. Bailey says Rocky Mountain oysters. You know what that is?
What's a Rocky Mountain oyster?
You might want to look it up. I believe it is a bull's nether regions. But you can confirm that if you want. D says she hopes she never has to date again, but if the date orders shrimp or shellfish simply because she's allergic.
Well, that would be inconsiderate.
That's inconsiderate, yeah. And that is, I guess, a conversation you need to have before any food is ordered, it sounds like. Tim says the most expensive thing on the menu. Is that a red flag to you?
Yeah.
What if it just means she has real good taste? If you take her to Texas Roadhouse and she gets the most expensive steak.
You know what that tells me?
What does it tell you?
Low awareness.
Maybe she's ready to split the bill, though.
Low awareness.
That could be a good sign. It could be potentially.
I hope so.
A good sign. I was thinking for me, I was thinking if they order anything that's like super vegan, it's not any judgment from me.
Oh, super vegan, huh?
I don't have anything anti-vegan. I just
Sounds
know
like you do.
That's a lifestyle that I can't live, try as I may. It wouldn't work for me. And so if
your
that
lady can't be vegan?
I think that'd be very difficult. I just think I feel like we'd have a hard time being compatible with our diets is all that it is. It's nothing about their personality. But the other one, think about this. Do you think ordering a hot dog on a first date would be a red flag?
I lean no.
No?
A hot dog is fine.
A brat?
Ooh, a brat's even better.
A brat.
A brat would be a green flag. That means you got good taste.
Yeah. But I don't know. I can't imagine myself if I was going on a first date. It's not the other person. Or like if a gal ordered a brat on a first date. Yeah, you're right. Probably green flag for me. But I imagine me ordering a brat to her, to most women, that would feel like low situational awareness. It'd be a weird thing to get on a date.
Easy thing to eat, though. Easy thing to eat on a date.
Yeah, it depends on how much. It's chili dog. It worked for Jack and Diane, right? I don't know. I feel like that I would never order that on a first date.
You know what mine is?
What's yours?
And I think this is the correct answer.
Uh-huh.
Pop.
That's you know what? That red flag, though, that's strong. That's strong.
I'm just saying, if you order a pop, that's wild. Blasphemy. What are you doing ordering pop at a restaurant? That's wild.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it.
That's low situational awareness, I think, yet again. But some people, like some girls, she may be a pop drinker. Like she might drink Dr. Pepper all the time. And so if you're a pop drinker, then that would be like, hey, like what Philip says here, he says no because there's no foods that you could order that wouldn't be showing who you really are, is pretty much what he said. So you have to get used to it. So if you're gonna order a Dr. Pepper every time we go out, then I might as well get used to it. But I think it's wild to order a pop.
I mean, I sure wouldn't do it. What's crazy too, you think about this, is my wife, she didn't order a pop on our first date. I remember she got a smoothie. But you got a smoothie. Nobody drinks more. Well, we weren't at
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was more casual, but nobody drinks more soda than my wife. And even she on the first date did not get Coke. So
high situational awareness she has.
That's right. She knew.
It's a good sign for you. Also, a little bit of a catfish there.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.